Hola a todos, ¿qué tal estáis, chavales? Espero que bien. Espero que muy bien. Si Robert nos espera, o Robard. Así que vamos a ir a hablar con él. Aumenté otro nivel de adiestrador. Y ya tengo la opción de buscar, para que el perro busque los objetivos. Así que perfectísimo. Vamos a seguir dándole cariño. Fin de diálogo. Mi chuchi es la caña. Vamos a ver. ¿Qué quieres? Habrá que atacar. ¿Me? Eso es. Pues venga. ¿Cuándo empezamos? No hay razón para esperar. ¿De verdad estáis preparados? Si necesitáis descansar o algo, aún podemos... Hostia, espera. Tengo que comer, creo. Un momento. Sí, voy a comer. No puedo comer de este caldero, tengo que ir al de atrás. Pues vamos al de atrás. Comer del caldero. Listo. Muy bien. Ahora ya estoy listo para batallar. Venga. Ataquemos y muramos. Voy a llevar ese casco. Prefiero no llevar el otro porque cuando saco las armas me quita visión. Dos, muy bien. ¿Sí? Perfecto. Conquistar la puerta. Vale. Genial. No será fácil, muy bien. Atacar la muralla. Vale. Y el segundo patio de armas. Tengan las almenadas, claro. Los machacan. Luchar habitación por habitación. Hostia, puerta o almenas. Ah. Muy bien. Muy bien. Sin duda. Igualmente. Buena suerte. Eso, la arboristería y toda la mierda. ¡Ostras! ¡Ostras! Venga ahí, todos relucientes. Con Lord Capón. Joder, vaya armaduras tiene, Las envidio. Y vale, el pedrolo. Esa es buena, esa es buena. ¡Pam! Hostia. Qué disparo más bueno, Creo que voy a ir... Espada a dos manos. Voy a quitar... Sí, ya, la arboristería, ya. Busqué menta, busqué ajenjo, creo. Me falta la valeriana. Esto de andar apañando... Está guay la alquimia, pero... Aparte es complicada y hay que ir mirando receta por receta y siguiendo los pasos. Puede estar interesante. Venga, saltar las murallas, pues. Has activado la ventaja burgués. Lo llevo esperando toda la vida. Vamos. Venga, 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 venga. Tranquilos, tranquilos que ya voy, ¿eh? Momento, momento, respetad, respetad, respetad. Venga. ¿Qué pasa, Joe? ¿Cómo va eso? Al ataque, hostia. Nos están espabilando con las flechas, ¿eh? Tranquilos, tranquilos. Vamos, cuidado, cuidado que iba yo de máquina y igual... Venga, 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 venga. Yo lo voy a subir primero. Ok. Vamos, mozos. Go, go. Sí, venga, me voy a quitar el escudo definitivamente. Ven, hostia. Venga, compadre. Capitán, hostia, el capitán va de primero, ¿eh? Yo como una gallina de tercero aquí en esta enseña. Arriba, arriba, arriba. Vamos, vamos, vamos. Vamos, coño. Hay que luchar. A la batalla. Vas tarde, cabrón. Una panadera ya sienta. Hostia. Hostia, pues eso. Mierda. Uf. Cuidado, que este es... Venga ya, tío. Venga, listo. ¿Cómo vais aquí? Bien. ¿Y ahora qué tengo que hacer? Yo voy con el capitán. Vale, hostia, se mete por medio. Payaso. Buah, la lío, la lío, la lío, la lío. Atrás, atrás, que apañen otros, que apañen otros. Hostia, vaya viaje. Vale, chavales. ¿Y este qué? Con la puta. No estaré matando al capitán Bernard, ¿no? ¿Qué pasa aquí? Hostia, más todavía, ¿eh? Vaya viaje acabo de apañar, ¿eh? Hostia, lo... Hostia, es un puto lío, ¿eh? Te meto tu punzada hacia el carajo. Venga, toma por culo. Rompecráneos. Incluso rompecabezas. ¿Qué? ¿Cómo lo lleváis? Soldado. O sea, pues ahí os quedáis. ¿Qué? ¿Ahora qué? ¿Qué queréis? ¿Qué es que lo mate? Así va esto. Venga, esta es la puta guerra. No me resisto, tío. Corazón. Prefiero guerrear. Venga, vámonos. Un momento. Tengo que meterme un chute de caléndula. Esto es lo que me daba vida, ¿no? Sí, pues 30 de salud para el buche. Atrás. Estamos. Pues en zona, ¿no? Privada. No tiene salida esta mierda. Me perdí. Me estoy perdiendo la puta batalla, tío. Sube, Monger. Ahí, venga, rápido. Ya llego, compis. Hijo de puta. A casa. A casa. A casa también. A casa. Siguiente en querer la muerte. Este, ¿no? Parece que quiere. A casa. Más. Tú. Hostia. Ah, dale. Ríndete, hijo de perra. Cago en tu perra madre, cabrón. Vale. Dios, chaval. Lo que subí ahí, Muy bien luchado, Metí puntada sobre todo. Ahí hubo un pequeño lío, pero peleamos bien. Peleamos bien y vencimos. Vamos. Está costando, El tiempo de carga. Muy bien. Remata, remata. Ay, hombre. No andamos con hostias. Los vencedores matan y rematan.
Sir.
Sir.
Give the order.
¿De qué?
See if Istvan Toth can worm his way out of this one. Don't tempt fate, Hamish.
No tentáis al destino.
Istvan! It's over!
It's over. Tendrá los renes, claro. Mira mis ropajes. Para la fase final, ir vestido así.
Your friend Divish wants to see his wife alive again.
And Sir Radzig? Are both hostages unharmed?
For now, Hanush, unless circumstances change.
Claro, hombre.
I'm glad to hear it. My guest is also safe and sound, but he's also quite keen to go home. I imagine you feel the same way. It's been a long time since you warmed yourself at your own hearth.
I'm in no hurry. I've plenty of supplies here, grand view and excellent company.
¿Qué más podrías querer, Ya. Libertad.
Freedom? Freedom to get an arrow in the back.
Para que me pegue un flechazo en la espalda.
You're all noblemen here, all bound by honor. I give you my word as a knight and lord, and that of my companions. If you release Lady Stephanie and Sir Radzig,
en el castillo junto a vuestros hombres iros sin que nadie os haga daño. Carajo, Es interesante,
And just how far will we get? What good will it do me if your men attack us in the woods instead of here?
Les darán un salvoconducto.
That you will leave and never return. I promise you safe passage to the boundary of this fiefdom. What happens after that is up to you and the will of
No me está pareciendo bien, al tío H no le está pareciendo bien.
Very well then.
Le da un salvoconducto.
I'll give you her ladyship,
Hostia.
Radzig comes with me. I'll release him
Escalice.
in Scarlets.
Todo. Volvemos al inicio, donde empezó
Is our
todo.
word not good enough for you?
Is mine not good enough for you? I swear I'll release him when I get to a safe distance.
I'll go with him, Hanush. Let the Lady Stephanie have her freedom
Estás muerto,
now.
Father!
Don't
papi.
worry, son. I trust Lord Toth's self-interest more than his word. He wouldn't be fool enough to harm me.
If you're certain, Radzig.
Prepare horses and supplies, and tell your men to pull back.
Muy bien, bajad,
Calm
venga.
down.
De palizos metimos.
You heard him. Get to work. And any man who breaks his truce answers to me.
So are you really going to let them go?
My word is my bond, Henry.
He's a cutthroat and a liar.
No
Good
estamos de
men are
acuerdo,
dead
los
because
jóvenes no
of him.
estamos de acuerdo.
What's to stop us from
Hombre.
separating him as soon as he sets foot outside?
Our honor.
If you
Nuestra
let him go,
honra.
he'll do the same again. Or worse.
God's justice will find him. Then we'll get a taste of my mace.
If we break our word of honor, we have none. And without honor, we are nothing.
Tiene toda la razón, El trato era lo correcto.
Your father will be all right.
Hunt down those vermin yet.
El trato era correcto. No quedaba otra.
Bring the horses.
Here she is, as I
Vaya.
promised. Not a hair on her head.
Venga.
Divish,
La dama liberada.
my husband. I'm sorry
For what?
for letting them into the castle.
Come now, my dear. You're not to blame.
I didn't know who he was.
No sabía quién era. Dijo que era vuestro amigo. Ya.
Never mind. Did he hurt you?
No,
¿Pero para qué le devuelven a ese? Yo no lo entiendo. Tratos justo de que dejarles que se piren.
Certainly more than yours.
If everything goes as agreed, I'll set Radzig free in Scarlets. If anyone tries to follow us, I'll kill him.
Buen hombre.
We won't.
My apologies for keeping you from your father, but you'll see each other soon enough. Oh, I almost forgot.
¿Cómo?
Your sword. I expect you'll want it back after all the trouble you went to.
Sí, claro.
Actually, you know what? I think I'll keep it
Va.
as a memento.
Ostras.
This isn't over.
Dios.
I'll find
Porque
you.
me sujetan,
I look forward to
Venga. Hasta luego. Hasta luego, culebra.
Quick! To the battlements. We have to see which way they go. Oh, they really are heading for Scarlets.
Ya lo dijo.
Mount up, Henry. You've heard what he'll do if we follow them. We're not going to follow them. We just have to collect your father. Or do you want him to walk back here when they release him?
El horcapón al final resultó ser majete, A los caballos. ¿Dónde está Guijarro? Guijarro ya es un poco un caballito anciano, Va renqueante, ya no es lo que era. Yo le noto que no cabalga tan bien como antes. Venga, venga, venga. ¿Dónde está mi papá? Rachik, Radig, Razgig, Rachig. Venga, por supuesto. ¿Y qué armadura lleva? El tío es un tío elegante, el horcapón, hijo puta. Sí,
How long have we known each other? A few weeks?
Something
sí.
like
Algo así.
Before that, I was chasing wenches around Rat.
Yeah.
Y ahora matamos. Ya estoy, Lord, ya estoy. Venga.
that. What should I say to him?
¿Qué debería decirle?
Don't worry, it'll come to you. You'll see.
Puto caballo.
Yeah.
Ahora toca cabalgar a toda caña. Mira cómo evolucionó todo,
The way you found Top, sneaking
Las zonas de campaña, las tiendas de campaña que hicieron aquí y todo. Una maravilla.
Truth is, I didn't think much about
La
it.
evolución del mapeado está muy
Just
bien,
felt I
¿eh?
had to do it.
Venga. Escalicia yo creo que queda un poco en el culo del mundo, pero...
What do you think? Will Toth keep his word?
He's a noble, right?
Yes. So am
Que me lo
I.
soy yo y no cumples con tu palabra, no, Lord. Tengo que ir dándole de vez en cuando a que sprinte, porque...
Not long ago, I only made plans 3 days ahead at most. Maybe I really could do something for Rattay and its people. Something really big.
Maduró bastante el hombre en
Ah,
los
there'll be
Japón.
plenty of time for that later.
Ya tiene otras conversaciones diferentes. Tiene otras conversaciones diferentes, ya no es el mismo de antes, de tonterías y niñatadas. Ya piensa en rataje y todo eso. ¡Dios! Allá vamos. Caballo! ¡Supa! Alto.
There's no sign of them. Move on.
Vamos. Cómo va generando la hierba por trapos.
The
¡Hombre!
Ishban kept his word, sir.
Not half as glad as I am, Your Grace.
Well, we kept our word too. And now Toth has had his head start and he's fair game. Which way do they go?
To the north, but I would be careful, Sir Hans.
Fear not, Your Grace. I have twice as many men as he.
Bueno, bueno. O sea que estás muerto,
I
prácticamente.
won't keep you any longer. I'm sure the two of you have a lot to say to each other. Let's go!
Muy majo, ¿eh? Hombre, papi. ¿Qué tal?
Father.
I am. They
Estoy.
treated me quite decently. Although they did steal my horse, I'll have to go back on foot.
¿Qué te parece mis andrajos, mis ropas? Yo creo que están curiosas, ¿eh? Así todas reventadas.
It looks like it's all over.
Not by a long shot. It won't be over until we get this mess cleared up.
Catch that bastard. How could we let him go?
Nadie lo sabe.
Would you rather we killed him? Even if it meant Lady Stephanie and I died too.
No, of course not. But what was to stop us from killing him after the exchange?
Honor?
Claro. Ostras,
Hola.
Jesús.
If the word of honor of a nobleman could not be trusted, then he would never have agreed to the exchange.
Where's the honor in abandoning your son?
Ay, ay, ay.
You know how it is. We were young. It happened. And I couldn't marry a commoner. Then your father, Martin, came along and took care of both of you.
He knew it.
What? That I was your father?
Claro.
Certainly.
Un gran hombre.
He was a great man. He took you as his own,
Bueno, bueno.
and always kept an eye on you.
Será verdad.
Of that you can be sure.
I know so little about his past.
Scalice está precioso, ¿eh?
He told
Todo
you nothing.
reventado.
Oddly enough, even though you don't have his blood, you're very like him. When he was around your age, he became bored of his trade and set out to see the world. He lived through many adventures, even fought in a war.
Estoy hecho mierda, mira qué ropa, tío.
Yes,
para-
in Poland, I believe.
Para las partes
I don't
finales
think he cared much
voy
for it.
equipado genial.
That's why he wanted me to stay at home.
He spent some time in Prague, then settled in Kuttenberg. But it seems he quarreled with someone there and finally ended up here. You know the rest.
You know the rest?
I loved him, but even so, I somehow always had a feeling I didn't quite fit in.
Que no encajaba. Vaya.
It was in your blood, I suppose.
Como que eras más, ¿no, Henry?
I lost the one thing I had left from him.
¿Y qué era? ¿Qué era? La espada.
Your sword.
Ah. The sword. It's not my sword. It's yours.
It's yours. Wow. Espectacular.
For a moment there it was so near, yet so far. Oh well, it can't be helped.
It was almost within my grasp, but just then I had something else on my mind.
Ya,
Well, I think we may yet have a chance to get it back. This business with Toth is not yet over, unfortunately.
It's a
No,
chance I
opa.
welcome. Not just to get this sword, but that bastard Istvan too. And then I'll find that German whoreson who torched Skalitz, and I'll slay him with it. I'll never forget his face. Or his name. Mark Vart von Aulitz.
el del mostacho.
Those are noble intentions, son. But don't forget there are other things in this world that are worth living for.
Like what?
¿Cómo
Look
qué?
around you. Blue skies overhead, green grass underfoot,
Buen
beautiful
vino, unos
girls,
cuantos buenos amigos y
good
un buen
wine,
corcel bajo las
a few good
posaderas.
friends and a fine steed under your backside. Those are things worth living for. Though I can't deny that swine who killed your mother must pay for what he did.
Y el padre no, ¿no? Bueno, no pasa nada. Era un hombre majísimo, pero
It's
bueno.
better not to dwell too much on that, at the cost of those other things. On the subject of steeds, I think we'll have to ride like the Knights Templar.
Muy bien.
How's that?
2 up. One day I'll tell you how they got their seal. You can take the front.
Venga. Vamos a reventar a Guijarro. Y Chuchi.
It's like I always imagined it would be, teaching my boy to ride.
Cabalgar. Aunque
Although
sería
it would be
mejor que
better if
fuerais
it was
algo más pequeño.
My word, it's all go today, isn't it? Wonder who this is.
I think I know. It's Margrave Jobst.
The king's cousin?
Primo del rey.
I
Me
wonder what he
pregunto qué
wants.
querrá. Bueno, supongo que no tardemos en
Guess we'll
descubrirlo.
find out soon enough.
Venga. ¿Qué querrá el primo del rey? ¿Qué me estás contando? Finish. No me lo creo, Sáltame esta mierda, por favor. Hombre, el tío H, mira que ahí sí que está elegante. Claro, eso no me lo pudieron dar durante la partida, ¿no? La partida tiene que andar con esas ropas sucias.
Doing well, son.
Vamos a tener una
Come now.
visión.
You know whose side you.
That doesn't matter now. I miss you and Ma.
Os echo de menos.
I miss you very much.
You'll be fine. We're proud of you.
What? I let you down. I lost the sword. I let that bastard get away.
Don't be so hard on yourself. There was nothing you could have done to save us. And someone has to live and carry the torch. As for the sword, it's just a thing.
You didn't want me fighting. Now look at me.
Standing up to evil isn't the same as sowing its seeds. You did what was right.
Venga. Qué buen consejo, padre. Venga. Hasta luego. Ay, se va con mamá, papá. Y ella no me habla nada, ¿no? Solo padre.
Don't go.
Don't
No.
go. Please don't go.
What on earth were you dreaming about? I couldn't wake you, and it's well past dawn. Sir
Vale.
Radzik wants you at the upper castle. The lords in
Radzik.
council with Jobst.
Vamos.
Right.
Yo soy señor ahora ya.
I'll go straight away.
Qué manera de zarandearme. Mira qué ropas tengo,
What is it?
¿Qué pasa?
It's just, I don't know how to address you anymore. All of a sudden you're Sir Radzig's son, hobnobbing with lords and ladies, and here's me as common as muck.
Oh, give over, you idiot.
Paz guato.
Do I look like a lord to you?
No, la verdad es que das pena, ¿eh?
Not really. You're as much a lord as I am a nun, and I've never looked good in a habit.
Get out of here,
Idos.
or I'll have you clapped in the stocks.
Tengo unos pantalones que parecen ahí... Hostia. Das pena, tío H. Que te podrán dar una ropa un poco más decente. Estás en una zona privada. Eso será verdad. Si lo dice el juego. Si yo ahora soy Sir. ¿Qué me estás contando? ¿Qué me estás contando? Venga. Un juramento es un juramento. Hostia, ya vuelvo a estar equipado, ¿eh? Partida guardada. Epílogo. Pues epílogo. Sentarse, dormir. Sentarse, dormir. Pues nada. ¿A dónde coño tengo que ir? Que es A. Vale, tengo que ir ahí arriba y al castillo mayor durante el día para reunirse con el... Pues vamos, ¿no? Venga. Cuidado, señora. Había otro albardero ahí, ¿eh? Mi cama está aquí, tío. Yo porque estaba durmiendo donde no me corresponde. Este caballo es mío. No. Es de papi. Tengo que ir un momento ahí a arreglar las armaduras, ¿no? Las ropas más bien. Está un poco elegante, ¿no? Ok. Tampoco es cuestión de parecer un andrajoso. Hola. ¿Qué tal, chicos? ¿Ves? Hola, señor. Armero. No, pero este no es. Ah, pues me repara todo. Seleccionar todo. Venga. Ni regateo ni hostias. Vamos. Sastre. Hola. Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenas. ¿Cómo va eso? ¿Qué tal? Hola. Reparaciones, por favor. Aceptamos trato. No hay regateo posible. No tenemos tiempo. Y vamos. Caballo. Caballo. Hombre. Cuidado que voy. Viene Chuchi detrás, ¿eh? Por la izquierda. Vamos. ¿Pasaré por ahí? Sí, sin problema. Son suficientemente altos para que yo pueda... ¡Hey! Ya estoy aquí. Venga. Vamos, cargando. Ahí ya aparece otro tema, ¿eh? Hombre.
What about Istvan? I assume
That we didn't catch him? No.
Así es, porque si lo hubiéramos hecho, habría sido el primero en saberlo.
Have no fear. We'll get him eventually.
Es un poco sucio, Capón.
Anyway, let's go and see what Jobst wants from us.
De los dos jóvenes.
My lords, Christ's blessings on you all.
And on
Amen.
you, Lord Gapin.
And this is my son, Henry.
I
Hola.
didn't know you had a son, Sir Redzig.
Came as a
Bueno.
bit of a surprise to young Henry, too.
Es
This
mucho,
gentleman here is John II of Liechtenstein, a member of my council.
I'm honored, gentlemen.
Hola. Hola.
Come join us. Margrave Jobst was just about to tell us the reason for his visit.
Pues venga, ¿cuál es la razón? Por favor.
I'm sure we're all agreed, Your Graces, that all this unrest must
Sí.
come to an end.
Correcto.
This kingdom needs a king.
Henry.
Question is, which king?
Henry, ¿no?
My cousin, Wenceslas
Wenceslao,
IV,
que está en
who is being
cautividad.
held in captivity.
Lógicamente.
I have to confess, my lord, that your answer surprises me a little. If I'm correctly informed, until recently you sided with your other cousins.
Segismundo.
That
Es
I
verdad.
cannot deny, and I have always stated my position plainly. But times have changed.
How have they changed,
se-
Your Grace?
Es mira
Sir,
chaquetas, ¿eh?
There is one thing on which we undoubtedly concur. That King
No.
Wenceslas, unfortunate,
No, no,
did
no,
not
no heredó
inherit
ese don,
his
¿eh?
father's gift for governing.
No, es verdad.
Sadly, his failures have cost Bohemia, the nobles, and our whole Luxembourg family a great deal of money and effort.
Sí.
How did the king let it go so far, damn it?
It's in his temperament. He cares only for wine, women, and the hunt. King, in
Nunca
fact,
quiso rey.
never wanted
No,
to be
no quiso
king.
ser rey.
Why didn't he just let his brother have the crown?
Young sir, the crown weighs heavy when there are duties to be performed. But to surrender it means giving up great privileges too.
Ya.
But he did surrender power to his brother. When things started getting out of hand, Wenceslas appealed to Sigismund for help in restoring order.
What you're saying, Wenceslas invited him here?
This is starting to make my head spin.
¿Cómo?
Actually, it makes sense when you think about it. Sigismund wanted to re-establish the power of the whole house. He thought if he helped Wenceslas win the
Corona
imperial
la cambio
crown,
de su hermano.
in
¿Mm?
return his brother would help him become the king of the Romans, and leave the actual reign of Bohemia and the empire to him.
Qué bonito.
Sigismund would govern while Wenceslas could carry on doing what he was best at, enjoying the life of the imperial court.
Why wasn't Wenceslas crowned Holy Roman Emperor long ago? He was already elected king of the Romans. All he had to do was go and let the Pope put the damn imperial crown on his head.
Who knows? Maybe he'd prefer hunting and consorting with bathhouse wenches to spending time with the Pope.
Es que el Papa.
so would I,
Aguantar al
must
Papa
admit.
no le
Sigismund's
apetecía.
plan seemed sound enough, but it didn't quite work out, did it?
It worked for a while. He and his brother reached an agreement. Sigismund took over administration of the kingdom and began planning Wenceslas's journey to Rome for the
Correcto, muy
imperial
bien.
coronation. But then Wenceslas realized he would just be a puppet with a crown.
I must say, Margrave Jobst, Wenceslas and Prokop behave rather like naughty children in need of a good clout about the ears.
Sigismund would agree. He was already planning his rule of Bohemia, and all of a sudden, the rug was pulled
Vaya
from under
liada
him.
entre los
I'd
hermanos.
say he lost his patience and decided he'd drag Wenceslas to the coronation, kicking and screaming if he had to. Just like a naughty child, as you say.
So he abducted him and your brother Prokop too, if I heard correctly.
Correct.
Así
And
es.
you helped him do it. If
Yes, your graces.
Sí, excelencias.
I was there when Sigismund abducted
Requisitos
Prokop.
sobre la alegría que podríamos
I thought
hacer que mi hermano
everything
entrara en
would
razón.
somehow be settled, that we could make my brother see sense. But
Secuestros
Sigismund
planeados.
just wanted to put an end to the dispute once and for all, whatever the cost. There was nothing I could do to stop him. And that's
coño
one of the
quieres?
reasons why I'm here. The worst of it is that it was all for nothing. Instead of putting a stop to the revolt, it escalated it, and the result is
Ya,
this
tú
chaos
sí,
we
tú lo
have
sufres.
today.
That's true enough, sir. But I must admit now, I'm not sure what your position is. The king is incompetent, but we must protect him?
The simple truth, gentlemen, is that for all of Wenceslas,
No tenemos a nadie más.
we have no one else.
So we'll have to make do with his idleness.
People like him, though.
But what can we do now? Sigismund has the League of Lords behind him. Otto von Bergholf, Heinrich von
The
Rosenberg.
situation has gotten completely out of control. Now even the nobles of the League of Lords are realizing that Sigismund wasn't the right choice.
So now Berghoff is on
Así
your
que,
side. Are we to assemble an army together with him and face Sigismund on the field of battle?
We're not in Hungary now. Such affairs may be settled elegantly, without unnecessary hostilities or expenses.
buah. Qué
I
cracks.
have negotiated an alliance with the Hungarian bishops, the Polish, and of course the Czech nobility, against Sigismund. Every day he is losing the ground under his feet, and that's why I need your help too.
Qué cabrones.
What kind of help, though? Sigismund has a massive army, and Rosenberg, Berghoff, and Prague are behind him. Do you have an army you could face him with?
Este sigue pensando en
That's
dar
not
leña, ¿eh?
what I mean at all. There's been a revolt against Sigismund in Hungary, partly due to my efforts, and now he'll have to choose whether he wants to gain the Bohemian
No puede
crown,
tener
which is
ambas.
a very risky
Este es un fenómeno, el
enterprise,
máquina este.
or hold on to the Hungarian
Se
one.
mueve ahí entre las dos
Can't
aguas.
have both. And
Joder.
there's a tough struggle awaiting him in Hungary. I'm not sure he'll win, and Rosenberg and Berghoff know it too. They're not stupid. If the Bohemian nobility stands together, they will turn.
We are men of little consequence, Margrave. Radzig here lost everything because of his alliance with Wenceslas. Sir Divish came within a hair of the same fate. Even Rattay is defenseless against Sigismund and the League of Lords.
What's more, Your Grace, King Wenceslas languishes in captivity in Vienna. He can't rule too well from there.
And what do you propose? To sit with your arms folded till the Bohemian lands are turned to ashes like Skalitz? We have to put a stop to this senseless war.
Cuanto
Do
te
you know,
interesa.
sir, what the true position of the League of Lords is?
I'm not on the best of terms with them at this moment, so you'll have to ask them
Claro.
yourselves.
Claro, se la quiere liar.
Why not? I'll go and visit Berghoff at his castle and we'll see what he tells me.
You know, that's not such a bad idea, young sir.
True. Though a little risky.
I doubt Berghoff would harm a blue-blooded envoy. And you can find out what he has to say about developments and what the League of Lords is planning. Then we'll decide what to do next.
I'll help you compose a letter to him.
I'd like Henry to come with me.
Toma,
Why not?
empaquetado.
He's proven himself an able investigator, and he'll also be a good bodyguard if anything should happen.
And I'll send Sir John here to Gutenberg to be my eyes and ears there. I believe both your reports will help us get a better grip on the situation.
When can you set out?
Just as soon as I've packed my things.
Excellent. Margrave Jobst and I will draft a letter. Get ready, and we'll meet back here.
Ya está liada. Aún no acabó, ¿eh? A ver qué coño pasa allí. Bueno. Vamos a ir dejándolo por aquí. Un capítulo intenso. Reconquistamos la ciudad. Reconquistamos... Talmberg. Bien reconquistada. Dimos mucha caña ahí. Metimos bastantes mandobles. Y estamos viendo cómo está la situación así un poco a nivel geopolítica, ¿no? Estamos así un poco... El tío este... que la está liando. Primero apoya a Sigismundo, ahora apoya a Wenceslao, la Liga de los Lords que no tiene claro a quién apoya. Bueno, está un poco liado el tema. Lo vamos a ir dejando por aquí. Creo que sí que el próximo será el último. Y bueno, nos vemos entonces, ¿vale? Hala, pasadlo bien, chavales. Un saludiño.